Hi guys, Shemo Polot here. Welcome back to the channel. This is a fun video, at least for me, because I like this stuff. So in this video, I'm going to show you my favorite Mac apps. Okay? Because my favorite thing about the MacBook is the applications, all the different applications you can add onto the Mac that sort of customize your experience. For me, it's just game-changing, and I can't wait to show you all the really cool stuff it can do. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so my very first app is called Drop Zone. Okay, Drop Zone is this little tiny arrow here that you see that is living at the top of my MacBook. Now, what is Drop Zone for? Drop Zone is essentially a way for me to drag and drop files into different locations, okay? Because, for example, you're in your email inbox, let's say hypothetically speaking, you're in your email inbox and you want to send a document to someone, and that document lives somewhere on your device, okay? Now, the cool thing about Drop Zone is that, say if I downloaded the document from the internet, okay, say if it is this fancy logo for the Friday Fix, which you should totally subscribe to, which is my weekly Friday newsletter, I can just come here and drag, and once I try to drag a file, Drop Zone produces this little like funnel looking thing, and then I can either drop it in here, okay? And so I can drop it in here, at which point when I come to the browser, if I wanted to drop it somewhere inside here, I could bring it down and put it there like that, okay? So really beautiful, very simple, very simple. Now, the other thing I use Drop Zone for a lot is sometimes because of the Mac and iPhone integration / partnership / synergy, right? I more often than not, sometimes because I like post my content on different platforms and I'm still a one-man team, sometimes I have to like take a picture from my laptop to my phone so that I can post it by using my phone, okay? And what I can do is get this logo for TLDR, which is also a weekly newsletter that gives a roundup of all the news in Uganda and the rest of the world, and you should totally subscribe to if you have it. All right, but so I drag TLDR, and this time I can use AirDrop, okay? And when I drop it inside AirDrop, as you can see, this window opens, and then all I have to do is open my iPhone, and using this, I am able to send that document directly to my Mac, just like that. And that sound you had, if you had it, was the picture going to my MacBook, okay? So those are the two main ways I use Drop Zone. It just is fantastic in that way. The other a little less known way that I use it is for its ability to shorten links, okay? So I can take this link, again, once I pull this link here like this, you see that little funnel opens again, and I can shorten the link. And once I drop it inside shorten link, Drop Zone will make that little sort of clicking sound, and then I know that my link is ready. And if I come all the way down here, I can paste the link, and as you can see, it creates a tiny URL link of the link that I pasted. Of course, I used the short YouTube link, so that didn't make much sense in that case, but it's very good for shortening links. Whenever you download a massive amorphous link from the internet with all those tracking parameters and stuff like that. But yeah, so drop down, fantastic, highly recommend it. It's free, it's absolutely free. It has a premium version where you can drop things directly to your Google Drive and all these other things and to your email, but really, I don't use it because I don't like to pay for apps unless they're absolutely necessary for my life. So that's up to you. But Drop Zone in and of itself is absolutely free. So you should check it out. Okay. The second app that I want to talk about is called Mackie. Now, Mackie is a clipboard manager. Now, PCs have a built-in clipboard manager that sort of records your clipboard history I haven't used a PC in a while, but I don't know how long it keeps the history. I don't know if you can control that. But that's really cool. But Macs don't have a built-in clipboard manager. And so, unfortunately, you have to download one if you want to get your clipboard history. Now, Mackie, again, is a free app, and it lives also right here at the top of my desktop. And as you can see, it just has a long history of all the different things that I have copied and pasted, okay? That I've copied, rather. Copied or cut, okay? So now, and what's really cool about it is the links that I paste consistently, I can pin them. I can pin them using Option and P. I can pin them to the top such that I can access them quickly whenever I want to, okay? For example, but otherwise, that's all Mackie does. I paste something, and I'll give you an example. If I select this text right here, and I copy it, okay, I can use a shortcut to open up Mackie, and you see that text is right here, and it gives those texts that you copy shortcuts, at least the ones that the first like 10 of them, it gives them shortcuts so that when you come somewhere, you can just paste them wherever you want them, okay? And it's fantastic. And again, because of the Mac and iPhone integration, all this stuff, because of Universal Clipboard, as long as my Mac and my iPhone are connected to the same Wi-Fi network, then I can copy something on here and paste it on my Mac automatically, okay? But so that's Mackie, Clipboard Manager. You can control how many, if I just do command that, I can show you that you can control where it pops up. You can choose to pin it to the top. You can choose the size and the length you can choose it to have a menu icon. You can choose all the different pins, as you can see. You can choose ignore lists, which will tell it to ignore certain applications where it shouldn't work and stuff like that. You can change a bunch of the settings just because it's so flexible, so fantastic. You can choose for it to paste automatically the second that you copy something. That's usually tricky, so I have that unchecked. But yes, so Mackie Clipboard Manager for the Mac, free, absolutely free, fantastic. There are a bunch of premium versions of clipboard managers that are really good, like Paste, but they come at a price, and anybody got money for that. So try Mackie, simple, easy, breezy, beautiful. And I will leave all the links to these apps if you want to download them or just check them out. All right. The next app that I want to talk about is called Rocket. Now, Rocket is a very simple application. Again, it lives here in the top of my menu bar. And what Rocket is it is just a way for me to pull up emojis when I'm typing quickly. Now, for example, I use a newsletter very often, and so because I type in a newsletter, and let me just pull up my email really quickly. Okay. So because I type in a newsletter, it usually is nice to have a newsletter that has several emojis, just because it makes the reading experience a lot easier to do. And knowing that, I want to have a way to access emojis really quickly. Also, I just type and text on my laptop a lot when I'm sending messages with emojis, because it shows that you're a real person, okay? But so all the Rocket does is I assign it a shortcut to activate it, and when I type, in my case, my shortcut is this sort of backslash, I don't even know what that symbol is called, but it's like an apostrophe but facing in the opposite direction, okay? And then I just start typing, and it pulls up this interface which allows me to select the emoji automatically like that, okay? Now, what's really cool about that is that if you pay for the premium version of Rocket, which I do because I use it so much, then you can you can add variables which will allow you to do things like bring up today's date when you're typing, okay? Like that, okay? So that's really cool. But mainly, honestly, you don't need the premium version. It's just a way for you to get your emojis quickly. Like that, it will give you a list. You find the emoji you want, you click tab, and the emoji comes into whatever place your cursor exists at the time. But yeah, so that's Rocket. Beautiful, just for emojis, to access them really quickly on your computer. I love it. Check it out. Okay. The next app that I use is paid for, and I paid for it because of the nature of my work. I just absolutely needed to use it. It's actually the application that is recording this video as we speak, if you see this time recording here. And that app is called CleanShot X. Okay, and CleanShot X is a screen recording tool / taking screenshots and all that stuff, but really, it's so beautiful, and it's hard for me to show you what it does right now because it's recording my laptop. But I will show you that it is powerful in the sense that it allows you to, I can record, I can physically pull up, I can copy live text. So if I get on YouTube, for example, and then you see this video, Kevin Durant is different, okay? I can use a shortcut, which is Command-Shift-7. This will allow me to pull, let me find a different video just because that one is, once I hover over it, it comes. But see, I can pull this text from this video here like that. Data blending in Tableau. And I can go up here and check Mackie, and you will see that data blending in Tableau right there has been copied, okay? So it like grabs, it's called OCR, object, what is the OCR? Object character recognition. Yeah, and so it allows me to grab text from images, but also it allows me to take screenshots of any part of the screen that I want to take screenshots of. And all I have to do is use the shortcuts, again like this, I just do that, and it takes a shortcut, and then once I've taken that screenshot like that, it allows me to make a bunch of edits, okay? So now one of the things that I use it for a lot is, let me give you an example, is when I'm on Twitter. So if I'm on Twitter and I find a tweet that I like, okay, my internet is taking forever, okay? But so I'm just going to take all right, so when I find a tweet that I like, so for example, this tweet, I can take a screenshot of the tweet like that and say if I want to post this tweet to Instagram or to create some sort of content piece out of it. So once I have the tweet there like that, then I can come here and I can sort of beautify what the tweet looks like before I share it on a different platform. And I can vary the way it looks. I can change it to different formats. I can change it to 9 and 16 for Instagram. I can vary the corners as you see there. Okay, I can vary the corners. So I can make them more round or less round. I can change all the different colors, wallpapers. I can blur out certain things that I want to blur out. So I can do a bunch of editing on the screenshots. I can add arrows. Okay, so I use this a lot because of the instructional videos that I make, or whenever I make a blog post about something that is instructional. And so it can also allow me to put like numbers, you know, like that. It's just, it was just so powerful and exactly what I needed for my instructional videos. And so I just absolutely had to pay for it. But if you need a free screenshot tool, then Shorter is a good one. Shorter is, and let me just delete that. Okay, Short R, this tool right here is pretty useful. It's a good screenshotting tool as well. It does most of the things that CleanShotX does. CleanShotX allows me to upload certain things to the cloud so I can access them from wherever I want. That's another reason why I use it and why I had to pay for it. But Short R pretty much would be able to do everything that you wanted it to do. So if you want a free tool like that, then I suggest you check it out. Now, the MacBook has a built-in screenshotting tool, but as you can see, it doesn't do nearly as much as these tools do. So that's the reason why you need to get a third-party one, okay? But yes, but CleanShotX is my favorite, but an alternative for you that's free is Short R. Okay, the next app that I use, which I probably use the most on my Mac, and which I think is one of the most important apps ever created for the Mac, is called Alfred. Okay, and Alfred replaces Spotlight on my Mac, which is just a way for me to search my Mac for different files and applications and things like that. And all I have to do is type Command and spacebar, and that pulls that up, and then I can search for different apps. For example, when I was looking for CleanShot, that's what I would have to do to find it. Okay, but now, besides just the fact that it's a really quick way to find things on your laptop, Alfred if you pay for its premium version, again, you don't need to pay for Alfred's premium version. It can do more than everything that you need with the free version. But also, my favorite thing about it is the workflows. So, for example, I have Google Drive integrated into my Alfred, and so I can search for folders in my Google Drive directly if I know the file names, which of course I do. So, for example, my money management Google Sheet that I showed in the previous video, I can just find it like that by just typing. So I don't even have to go inside the browser to locate this stuff. I can just use Alfred, right? Alfred also allows me to do a bunch of things. I can search YouTube directly from here. So I can just type that, and via Alfred, it will take me directly to my YouTube. I can search Twitter, TW, shortcut, it brings me directly to Twitter, right? So Alfred is just, it's absolutely magic. I don't know what I would do without it, honestly. And so that's definitely an app you should check out. I think almost everyone uses Alfred. If they don't, then they use an alternative called Raycast, which is also pretty good and pretty powerful. And I believe Raycast is free, so it's definitely something to check out. But yes, Alfred, extremely powerful. You can also integrate a bunch of, so like I have an app for time zone, which allows me to check time zones for different cities. So all I have to do is type TZ, and it shows me a bunch of different time zones there like that. Even though this is possible, this is not what I mainly use for time zones. I'm going to show you another app that I use for this specific purpose, okay? But Alfred, really good for searching your computer for things you want. Another beautiful thing I like about Alfred, which I will just show you really quickly, is once you have searched a document, okay, so once, for example, I have a document here, okay, that I know I created. Once I search and I type its name, I can then pull that document from right there and drop it in Drop Zone, and that document is now there. So I don't have to, like, if I'm trying to upload this document into an email, for example, I do that, I find it, I drop it in there, and we're good to go. You see that? Extremely fast, extremely easy. Honestly, it's beautiful. If you haven't used it already, you should probably check this out. But yes, okay. So the next app that I use is called NUMI. NUMI is a calculator, but it's not just any calculator. NUMI is super, super smart and just really cool. And let me use Alfred to pull it up so you can see what some of the things that NUMI can do, right? So here are just a list of things that I sort of searched inside NUMI, right? I can find currency transactions. I can find a date. I can do conversions in capacities and quantities from milliliters to cups to kilometers, miles, all this stuff like this. But also, one of my favorite things about NUMI is that you can create variables. So for example, you can say x is equal to 5,000. Then you can say 20% of x, okay? And then Alfred will take that value and it will give you your answer automatically. So it's a much smarter calculator, okay? And the beauty of it is once you get that value, once you click on it like this, again, it gets copied to the clipboard automatically. As you can see here, 1,000 is copied automatically. So it's just really cool, okay? So if I want to know the current exchange rate in Uganda, instead of going to the internet, I just pull up NUMI and I type that and it gives me that, okay? And you could do, and it recognizes a bunch of currencies. And so you can do euro, you can do pounds, you can really do just, it's fantastic, okay? So also completely free. It does have a premium version, but again, you will never need it, honestly. This one, just as it's currently constructed, is fantastic. And also it allows you to type intuitively, okay? So if I want to say 20% of what is 5,000, you see that? It'll give me 25,000, right? 25, it's just, listen, NUMI, fantastic app for the Mac. If you're not using it, you probably need to, because I use this a lot because of just a bunch of little calculations that I have to make. Or whenever I'm calculating tithe and things like that, you know, I usually begin with the amount. I say, let's say it's $5,000, and then I say tithe is equal to 10% of amount, right? So you get that. Okay, just look at how beautiful and simple that is. Okay, and then I'm able to copy that figure and put it wherever I need to put it, right? Fantastic, okay? The next application that I use is called TEMP box, okay? And TEMP box is this really cool, slightly shady application. But what it is that, you know, when you get online and you want to get a free tool that's accessible to someone, and don't use this against me, right? But you want to get a free tool, but in order to get that free tool, you have to enter your email address, and then you can download the tool for free, or you enter your email address and then they send you the tool to your email address and then you can download it. And the problem with that is once you've added your email address, then they begin to send you a bunch of newsletters and all that stuff. I know this is ironic, but yes. So TempBox is a really cool option because what it does is it creates a temporary email inbox for you to use for all that stuff, okay? So pulling up Alfred again, I told you I use Alfred 1,000 times a day, okay? So now, you can create a new email address just by doing this, okay? And so there are a bunch of options, okay? So I can just do, and you create, and so once you create a new address, it gives you the address and it gives you the password in case you need to enter the password to sign up to our website, okay? But then once you sign up here, once you add this address to the site, it will receive the emails on your behalf right here, in here. And so you can even decide to first sort of read the emails in there for a certain amount of time before you figure out if this is something you actually want to remain subscribed to, at which point then you can add your actual email address the normal way, so you can have that going to your real email address. But otherwise, what I usually use it for is just to download certain free things and, you know, circumvent people's newsletters. I know, I have one too. But yes, so sometimes you just don't need the stuff, and so you want an option like that. And so TempBox is very good for that, for generating a temporary email address for you that's real, and it also generates a password to that effect. So check that one out. Okay, all right. The next and the last application I want to tell you about is a very tiny one called Hoverly. And Hoverly also lives in my Mac menu bar right here. And all it does is it shows me the time in different locations. See, this is something that I need because I have different contacts in different parts of the world that sometimes I have meetings with and things like that. And so it helps to know what time it is there at a given time. So I just have this fixed on my desktop menu bar so that I can look up really quickly and just know the time in New York is right now, it's 4 a.m., okay? And so another beautiful thing is that you can move this bar here shows the current time in Uganda right now, and you can move this bar to sort of show you what time it will be at any given time, just like that, right? And you can come down here and you can add the date, and as you can see, it can show you the date. You can change it from 24 hours or not 24 hours. You can do a compact view and all this other stuff. But really, it's just simple for doing just this, telling me the time in a different location. That's it. That's all it does. Nothing fancy. That's it. And that's exactly why I love it so much. But yes, so those are the main applications that I use on my computer. Another one that I use is called Clean My Mac. And Clean My Mac is just a way for you to clean your MacBook and remove any junk in the system, and it helps you update apps and things like that. And so it's very useful for that. But Clean My Mac is not free, but it's a one-time purchase, which for me was very worth it because it really helps me when I'm uninstalling apps. And sometimes you uninstall apps and they leave sort of like leftover files and things like that. But also it's a very good way for me to sort of optimize my system, remove any junk from the system. Instead of like doing it manually or just not knowing that your system is slow for a specific reason, I just come inside Clean My Mac and I check for optimization. I go to system junk and I just run a scan and it pulls up all the stuff that I need to delete. And I click delete because I trust it so much. But yes, so Clean My Mac, not free, but one-time purchase, and then you're good to go forever. I highly recommend it if you have a MacBook and you're able to afford it. It was probably like $50 or something like that. But yes, but it's extremely essential for me. I have loved using it every bit. I don't regret making the purchase. But yes, but those are some of my favorite apps on my MacBook. I will leave links to all of them if you want to download them and check them out. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Peace.